everybody. I hope you're all feeling really good tonight, because that will make my job a lot easier. Okay, I was not going to tell anybody this, but I decided, what the hell, you need to know this. A couple months ago, I actually turned, I don't like to say it, the big 5-0. Last December, I turned 50. You kind of need to know that in order to understand me when I tell you things like, I recently pulled a muscle in my right ass playing Wii bowling. Yeah. I suppose it could have been a little bit more pathetic. I could have been playing Wii shuffleboard. But it's pretty disturbing when there's so many people in your high school's graduating class that are already dead. You don't need a reunion, you need a seance. I swear to God, I see dead people in my email contact list. I am so crippled with my fear of death and people dying on me. I've never been able to watch horror movies, anything about the Holocaust, or even Keith Richards. I've always been oddly fascinated with nuclear holocaust, though. I keep obsessing about that tsunami that hit Japan last year and wrecked that nuclear power station. I think I know exactly what the problem was with those reactors that blew up. Yeah, made in China. I obsess about life and death situations all the time. I don't know if anybody saw in the news recently, there was a Domino's pizza delivery woman who went out of her way to save the life of an old lady. Can you hear me okay? Okay. Who went out of her way to save the life of an old lady that lived alone. And I keep waiting to hear that Domino's and Life Alert have gotten together. It seems like a natural business relationship, right? At the very least, they could have some really good commercials like,
I've fallen and I can't choose a topping. I'm lactose intolerant. What do you suggest? Is there still free Pepsi for folks on dialysis?
Another thing I obsess about all the time, the dumbing down of America. Folks, it is real. And it hit home for me recently when I was driving in my car. I was listening to public radio. The people are usually smart, but I couldn't believe it when 3 complete idiots in a row called into the show I was listening to. When do they get phones in Alabama? Oh my God. There are high school kids down there probably so ignorant they probably try to take fellatio as a romance language. Well, that would be one way to get an A on the oral exam. All right, yeah, that always goes over. Well, never mind dumb high school kids down there. We've got some scary middle school kids up here. This is no lie. In a town not far from here, last year at a 9th grade dance, 2 kids actually had sex on the dance floor. Yeah, what is that? The backseat of a car isn't good enough for these kids anymore? I swear to God, these kids are so friggin' entitled and lazy, they don't even feel the need to step off the dance floor to go screw. And how does that even happen at something where there's supposedly adult chaperones? Well, I guess they were over by the bleachers, and they couldn't really see what was going on. I know I'm dating myself here a little bit, but when I was in school, we actually had square dances. We've gone from promenade to penetrate. So I'm Jewish. I've always been oddly comforted by Christian music, you know, like hymns and carols and the Hallelujah chorus. And I recently figured it out. I think it's something deeply ingrained in Jewish DNA based on centuries of interpreting the sound of Christian music playing. You hear that? They're busy. We're safe. So my husband was raised Catholic, and he is a huge sports nut. We have a mixed marriage, Judaism and hockey. Our kid has been playing for years, and he spends a lot of time in the penalty box, so when you see me praying, it's usually not at the temple, it's at the rink. When I do go to the temple, it's hard for me to keep my mouth closed. Our rabbi was recently telling a story about a poor man who had to sleep naked overnight on a mountaintop for money to pay for his family's Sabbath meal, and all I wanted to say was, hey, at least he didn't have to do porn for Coke. Let me just leave you with one last thought. Wouldn't it be ironic if someday Michael Vick ended up an old cripple who needs a service dog. I'm Joanna Reposa. Thanks very much, everybody.